question is about, what is the question?
Favorite bike?
Specialized Tarmac.
Rim brake or disc brake?
Rim brakes.
The bike industry is full of bullshit about marketing, getting the latest stuff. The latest bike is quickly replaced. A bike that's $15,000, try and sell that in Gumtree for $7,000. You might get $7,000 for it the next day. The markup is insane. It costs maybe $200, $300, $400 to produce any of these carbon frames that are sold for $1,000, $2,000, $5,000, $10,000. The markup is insane on carbon bikes. The bike industry loves it. The bike industry loves disc brake bikes because the rims are super cheap to make compared to a clincher carbon rim. We need a special braking surface. So the bike industry is pushing hard on the disc brake road scene, massively hard. Not many people need disc brakes. In this video, we're going to go into in depth. It's going to offend some people who work in the industry. It's probably going to burn a few bridges. I'm not trying to do that. Just going to give my honest opinion. I currently own 31 bikes, right? And I've ridden so many bikes over the last 20 odd years, being a racer, being a bike geek, working in the bike industry, bike shops, etc. Getting people into cycling. I'm a gateway for a lot of cyclists out there. Open door. I'm the front door. I love it or hate it. And I'm going to tell you, man, the 2019 bike range is the worst range I've ever seen. The bikes are heavier and sluggish. They're like a high-waisted thought on Instagram. Like this little cat swimming. This is Boxer Cat. Boxer Cat throwing the left jab. So this is the deal. Anyway, let's get into the video. If you have any comments or questions, let us know down below. And let's get into it. Question here, should I upgrade my Specialized Tarmac? This is a question, I get a lot of questions. I get fucking stacks of questions. So this is a question, someone wants to upgrade their Specialized Tarmac. They've got I think they had an SL3, an SL4, an SL5. Fucking same thing, really. All these bikes are great. I've got a few Tarmac S-Works bikes. I've ridden them all. And I own a fair few of them. Not a fair few, liars. I've owned 3 S-Works Tarmacs. I currently have 2. And I would say that the best one is the SL6, only because it has direct mount brakes. So the brakes work better with no increased weight penalty. So if your current Tarmac, if the brakes are an issue, where if you're just like every ride, you're like, oh my God, like these brakes just don't work, and you've got Shimano Durace or Tegra brakes or 105 brakes on your Tarmac, and you're just like, man, this is just dangerous. I can't stop properly, almost keep crashing all the time, then yeah, get something different. Otherwise, okay, so yeah, it's it's just the deal there. I was just reading text messages in. So you want to have, ask yourself, anyone out there, you might be looking for the new Monda, you might be looking for the new Zalco Max. Pretty much all the 2019 bikes are slower than the 2017s, the 2018s, etc. They're slower. And disc brakes have only taken off because of Peter Sagan. Let's be honest. Specialized last year, the Tour de France. I suspect that Peter Sagan was paid to only ride disc for the Tour de France. Now, I could be totally wrong, and what I heard could be totally misinformation, and that Peter Sagan chose to ride a heavier bike up the climbs, and that Peter Sagan needed better brakes. Peter Sagan is so good in the bunch because he doesn't fucking use his brakes. The rider who uses the brakes the least in cycling is the fastest down the hill, is the fastest in the sprint. Once you touch your brakes, it's like touching pussy. It's game over, mate. It's game over. Once you touch a bit of this, it's game over. It's all right. So you want to have no brakes, man. No brakes. You want, if you're a bike messenger, you definitely want to have brakes. All right. If you're an Uber Eats rider, you want to have brakes. If you're a new rider, you want to have brakes for sure. But if you're experienced in the downhills, and you got Shimano brakes or Campag brakes or even SRAM brakes, then that's good enough. But yeah, disc brakes for the win in the wet. If you live in cold, shitty England, if I lived in England and rode year round, I would have my summer bike or my dry weather bike, because there's no summer in England. I'd have my dry weather bike and I'd have my wet weather bike. Disc brake bike for the wet, for sure. There's a disc brake bike on that wall there, and it's almost brand new because compared to the rim brake bike, it's just heavier and sluggish, and it's great in the wet for sure, but I hardly ride in the wet, let's be honest. I'm getting a bit soft these days, but if I'm out there, then it's okay. If it's raining, I'm probably not going to go out there. So if this is a question, if whenever you're going to get a new bike, people out there, all right, ask yourself the question, what sort of riding do I want to do? Do I want to do gravel riding? Do I want to be fast up the climbs? Am I getting beaten by people on bling bikes up the climbs? Am I losing on the downhills because my brakes aren't good enough? They don't feel safe enough. Here's the thing, if your brakes are really good, you'll be going faster, but can you handle the bike at speed? That's a big thing. So a lot of noobs go, my brakes work really good. I'm going to do 80 or 100k an hour down the hill, and they get speed wobbles, so they get a front wheel blowout, and they don't know what to do. So disc brakes can be very good, but also can be very dangerous because they give people a false sense of confidence that now, my brakes work really good, I can take more risks. That can get you hot trouble as well. I see a lot of riders, man, just fucking flying down hills, and I'm like, man, you don't know how to handle a bike. What if you get a front wheel blowout? What if a kangaroo bounces out in front? They're not even touching their brakes. They're like, there's no fingers up here. They're just like going for it. I'm like, all right, this ain't a racetrack. There's dogs, there's cats, there's basketballs, there's kids with skateboards, there's hermits. There's all sorts of people out there on the road. There's durians. I've seen durians on the road in Malaysia. You might hit a durian. So just take it easy on the downhills, people. So if you need discs, if you need better brakes, get disc brake bike. Simple as that. If your brakes are currently dangerous on your bike, then upgrade them to Shimano, SRAM, or Campag caliper brakes. And if that's still not enough power, go disc. Don't believe the marketing bullshit that Specialized or Trek or Giant or Cannondale tell you. They just want to sell bikes. They want to take your money. If you've got a TCR, if you've got a Namonda, if you've got a Tarmac, these bikes are incredible bikes already. You don't need disc brake bikes if you're a dry weather rider. It's bullshit. This whole thing about aerodynamics and that's fucking wank. And everybody in the industry would privately agree with me on that one. But here's the thing, if you go to GCN or Bike Radar or Cycling News, all these, infomercials, and I'm great they're out there. I'm glad they're out there. They offer some great information. But let's be honest, when they do bike reviews and shit, that's all paid. There's a reason why I don't get invited to most bike functions out there, because I don't bullshit my audience. I'm not going to say, this bike's really good when I think it's a piece of shit. When I rode the new TCR, I'm like, this bike is sluggish, man. Discs on a TCR. In the wet, yeah, for sure. But I don't ride in the wet much. So I noticed it straight away. And even with the Defiant, sluggish. Tarmac. I rode the Tarmac disc and I was like, oh my God. I rode the Venge disc, the latest Venge disc. Sluggish compared to the rim brake Venge or the rim brake Tarmac. Ask Philip Gilbert. So that's the deal. Save your money. Save your money. Let's put it in a hypothetical. Let's say I had a rim brake Tarmac and it got stolen. And so I got insurance. And now the latest Tarmac's like 12 or 10 grand or 50 grand or whatever how many kidneys you need to have for a Tarmac these days or a Venge. I would still go rim brake option. I wouldn't not buy a disc brake bike if I lived in Australia or if I was a dry weather rider. I wouldn't buy a disc brake bike. Unless I was doing gravel riding, mountain biking, yes. Bike messenger, yes. But for recreational road riding or road racing, disc brakes in dry conditions is massive overkill. So hopefully that answers the question, people out there. Save your money. If you've already got a bling bike, then it's not going to be better than new ones. Not going to be better at all. If I had to do a time trial tomorrow for $1 million and I could have any bike in the world, it would not be any disc brake bike. Bike Radar, someone did a bike of the year, climbing bike, disc brake bike. And I was like, no fucking way, mate. No way. That is disc brake bikes are just more sluggish. So if someone put a gun to my head and I had to buy a brand new bike today, I would buy a 2016 or 2017 rim brake model. The latest Focus is Alco Max was a great bike. Now they're heavy and sluggish disc brake bikes, fashion bikes. The new Pinarello F12, they got a rim brake option, but it'd probably be hard to get. So this whole thing of disc brakes, yeah, if you live in England, if you need a wet weather bike, get disc. If you're going to commute, disc weather all year round, disc brakes for sure. But if you're a performance weekend warrior, like myself, you like dry, sunny conditions, you like racing your mates up hills, and your brakes work good enough, then stick with rim brake. Simple as that. I do have a bike buyer's guide. If you go to durianrider.com for more information, grab a copy of that. It's $35. Shows you all the best products out there, saving hell cash. Don't get ripped off, people, by getting suckered with the latest marketing bullshit from these bike companies, which I love. You know, I love cycling. I'm a cycling geek. I've got 31 bikes at the moment, and so I love bikes. But I've got the latest, blingest mountain bike you can get. You know, I'll ask you guys last year, what should I get? And then everyone's like, get the best S-Works Epic. I got that. The bike has been in the shop for maybe 3 or 4 months in total. I dropped it off in March just recently for the 4th time. The bike is still in the shop, or I don't know where it is, somewhere out there. No, I haven't had anything back yet. So that's in March. So it's, you know, we're coming up 5-6 weeks. The top of the range bike off the road for that long. And I've hardly even ridden it. Suspension design didn't match the marketing hype that Specialized generates. So this whole thing with aero and all this stuff is highly skeptical, I am. And I've ridden these bikes, and I can tell you what is shit and what is legit. And the latest Specialized bikes, Cannondale, Giant, etc., Trek, not trying to burn any bridges here, but all those disc brake bikes, mad sluggish compared to the same equivalent money of the rim brake bikes that they're passing over. So there you go. It's just a big conspiracy out there. If you want wet weather power, I'll say it again for the broken record effect. If you want wet weather bike, get disc. If you're a dry weather rider and you're a performance rider, a racer, weekend warrior, then stick with rim brakes. Shimano, Campag, SRAM, they work great. We'll see you later.